If you want to one-shot everything, then watch this video till the end. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing guide series and today we have Raiden. This is actually the take 2 because the first time I was recording this the microphone was actually off and I have to start again everything and do the whole guide once more. As every time we are going to start with the talents. When we are talking about the Raiden, there's only one talent that you should focus on upgrading, and that is her burst. The reason why you are going to focus only on burst is because you have multipliers for all her attacks, all the normal attacks, charge attack, plunge attack, everything. So you don't need to upgrade her normal attacks unless you're going to use her even without the burst, which is not something that I suggest. And yes, you will need her skill too, but it is not that much important and her skill does not do that much damage. So focus only on burst and upgrade her skill as far as you can afterwards. I know I have my Raiden triple crowned, but you don't need it. She's one of my favorite characters, so that's the reason why she's triple crowned. The second thing is her weapon. So her signature weapon is going to be, of course, the best option for her. But if you got the catch, then the catch is really good F2P option. Now for some other options, well, you can take Skyward Spine and it will be pretty okay. There's 4-star options too. Prototype Star Glitter, that is actually craftable. Favonius Lance is not that bad too, but they won't put that much damage. Even Skyward Spine is no match to the catch. So if you can and if you have time, go and grab that catch, because if you didn't pull her signature weapon, then you will need it. Any other options that I didn't mention, just look if they have energy recharge as their main stat or substat, however you want to look at this. And that's about it. Nothing else actually matters, unless you have some weapon with the crit rate or crit damage. Then it would be okay too, just be sure to compare to some other weapons. Moving on, we have the artifacts. So the emblem set was strictly built for the Raiden, and you should be looking for double crit, energy recharge and attack. Go for as much crit as you can, and it depends what you have for the sand, how much energy recharge as the substat do you want to have on the other artifacts. So I suggest that you go for the energy recharge sand, because it will benefit you the most. I've seen many builds with the attack sands and their Raidens cannot spam bursts, so be sure to go for the energy recharge because it will help you a lot. Now for the goblet, well, this one isn't that tricky. Yes, you would want to go for the electro damage bonus one, but if you have the totally OP attack goblet, then it is okay to take that one. So I have much better attack goblet than the electro one, but still I'm going to keep my electro damage bonus goblet on the Raiden, because even that 5% more damage with electro damage bonus goblet, I still prefer to have it over the attack goblet. So think about the goblet, which one will you choose. If you have much better attack goblet, I suggest going for the attack goblet. It doesn't matter that I kept the electro one on my Raiden, but if you are building only few characters and keeping only few DPSs, then yes, go for the attack goblet. I'm trying to build all my characters, so I don't have that much options. And for the circlet, of course, go for the crit one. Now it depends how much crit rate did you get from the other artifacts, but for my build I went for the crit rate, and yes, I don't have crit damage in my substats, so that's a big loss. Either way, my Raiden is doing pretty OP damage even without crit damage substat on the circlet, even with the average goblet, even with the average sand, with the okay feather, and with good flower. So yes, you don't need OP build for your Raiden to be broken. And the stats that I get from the artifacts are not that amazing. Even the energy recharge could be better, but the crit stats are not that impressive. Now when we come to the constellations, well, the first constellation that gives you even more energy when you are using your skill. Although it is good, you would not need it. Raiden is getting so much energy that you really do not need it. It means that if you are not going for the C2 or even C3 is okay because your burst is getting 3 levels, not your skill is at C5. So if you're not going for C2 or C3, then don't go for the C1. C2 is amazing, and C2 is pretty much everything you need. If you get lucky, you can go for C3. But C2 is ignoring 60% of opponent's defense. When you are using your burst, that is pretty OP, because you are using Raiden only as spam burst character. And that's it. That's everything she is. So the whole rotation is done to get enough energy to use her burst. That's only that matters. Now C4 is nothing special actually. 30% attack boost, that's not worth it for C4. And C6, as always, $1000 is not worth going for C6. And this C6 is not that broken, so you don't need it. C2, if you're lucky, C3, and that's more than you need. I have my Raiden at C0 and she is doing almost 500,000 damage. And when we are talking about Genshin, only in Spiral Abyss you need that much. And that's it. You don't need 500,000 damage done anywhere else. Now for the last thing, Raiden does not need Elemental Mastery, but somehow I got to 144. I don't know how. Artifact rolls are terrible. If you can get over 2k attack, it would be perfect, but attack is not something that she desperately needs. Now, energy recharge. Everyone is saying go for 270, 280, don't go above it, you don't need it. Now, if you have her signature weapon, if I remember correctly, I was researching and I was calculating something. It ended up being that she can use 386% of her energy recharge as her boost. So it means that you cannot go over the limit with energy recharge. But yes, over 250 is fine. If you don't have 250, then try going above it. And that's all you need to know. Nothing else except crit rate and crit damage is important on Raiden. So go for at least 80-85% of crit rate, because you want your Raiden to crit every single time she is using her burst. And crit damage, well, if you get lucky, just go as far as you can with crit damage. Now for the electro damage bonus, of course this is going above the clouds when you are using Kazuha, so don't even bother looking at it. It's 119% at the moment, and I'm not using any boosts. I'm just in my team, and it is even Al-Haytam's team. It's not even a Raiden's team. I'm going to switch it right now. Now that I switched my team, well, it is the same. So yeah, nothing is actually changing because I'm not in combat at the moment. And to conclude everything, yes, my Elemental Mastery went down to 54 because Dendro is boosting Elemental Mastery, but as I said, Elemental Mastery, you don't need it on Raiden. Attack, if you can get as high as possible, it's okay, but in the end, you will only need crit rate, crit damage and energy recharge. So that's it. Now for the teams, well, there's not many teams. You have Kujasara, she's 4-star. You need her at C6 because that's the maximum boost that she will provide for you. And don't listen to the others. Kujasara is not playable if she's not C6. That's not true. Her skill and burst are still boosting your Raiden and boosting your damage, so don't listen what the others are saying. You don't need her at C6, but when you get C6, then yes, she will boost even more. Now Benny, well, he is and possibly will stay the best booster in the game. And for the last spot, Kazuha. If you don't have Kazuha, you can use Sucrose. Sucrose is okay booster for Raiden, but yes, she is no match for Kazuha.
Alright.
So if you can go for Kazuha, I know that many players are still waiting for his rerun, and many players got him on his last rerun. So I guess 80% of players have Kazuha. For some reason they all love him, and yes, he is in my top 10 favorite characters, but he is not even close to Zhongli, Raiden, Itto, and I'll hate them. They are my favorites, and that's going to stay as it is. But for the teams, well, this is about it. You cannot change anything else. 4 stars, I guess everyone have them. And yep, Sucrose or Kazuha, well, if you have Kazuha, then electro damage bonus will go through the roof with Raiden. If you have Sucrose, well, the same build as you're using on Kazuha, you will use on Sucrose. And that's it. I will try to get all of the guides as fast as possible uploaded on my channel, but as I said, I needed to record my Raiden's guide second time, and yes, I was recording Yoimiya's and Hutao's guides as well at the same time, and all of them need to be recorded once again because my microphone was off. And I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but it is what it is. I cannot change what I did in the past, and I needed to do all of this once again. I hope I won't forget to turn on the microphone, so everything will be on time. And yes, I will see you in Yoimiya's and Hutao's guides pretty soon.
Clouds high. The birds.
Everybody stand back! Storm the front! Inazuma shines eternal! Euthymia crumbles before me.